Okay, so I'm back and I've got some catching up to do. For those of you who don't know, I was away. I actually had some family around for Easter and the Easter period, and my son was out of school, and him being home is a complete catastrophe because there's just too many distractions to get anything done, and then also with the family or whatever else. Either way, we've got a couple of things to catch up. It was a good break. I needed the break as well, which is great. So we are starting off with Young Soul Saturdays, although it is Sunday. We're just going to do a couple of catch-up things to do before we do Ali Anthems. Ali Anthem, as you know, is starting to drop on the 22nd of April. But we're going to catch up on a whole bunch of stuff. So anything that we need to catch up on will be caught up this week. So we're going to be doing that starting from today all the way until next week, Sunday. We'll be catching up on a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm going to start with Sonia's Young Soul Saturdays. Don't worry, Rock Empire Fridays will be caught up during this week as well. Don't stress about that. And Khaz's series will be dropping tomorrow as per normal. So let's get going. This one over here is Ren McKay. I think this is something new. A couple of people have been asking me to do McKay, so I'm kind of glad that you put that as part of your list, Sonia. Let me just read the message we've got over here. A song dedicated to a very close friend called Callum Mackay, who passed away. There is a beautiful message from Ren in the description of the music video. Okay, let's read that first before we even get into that. Oh, okay, let's go. This is a tribute for one of my best friends, Callum Mackay. For a long time, I wanted to write a song, but every time I sat down and I couldn't think of the right words, which left me feeling frustrated. Callum died very shortly after Joe, another very dear friend. Trying to process both created a bit of a block, and to be honest, ever since, I haven't really been able to fully grieve when I lose someone close to me. One day, while I sat at the piano, I was playing around with melodies, and this came out. Which is, you know, for a creative like Ren, that's eventually going to squeeze out of him. You know that's going to eventually happen. But anyway, sometimes I don't have words to explain or express the thing that wants to be expressed. In those moments, I'm so grateful for music. This is for you, Callum Mackay. So this sounds like it's going to be an instrumental, actually. But I don't know. Let's rock and roll, man. Let's see what we've got. Ren McKay. Let's go. This man is a different breed of talent, I swear. I really didn't want to stop that. That's beautiful. You know, it's crazy though. Even though there's no lyrics to this, there's no words to this, he actually still managed to paint a story. And this is the crazy thing, because if you actually listen to music, composition music like Hans Zimmer and all of those sort of composers like the Audio Machine and Magnus and those kind of things, music is a language in itself, right? It can actually evoke a lot of emotions internally. And what's great about instrumental pieces is that it kind of gives you a canvas for you to project your own emotions onto it, your own feelings onto it. So it gives you a blank canvas. But the way the music flows and the motions of the music has its own sort of language, in the sense that you fill in the spaces. It's almost like a script of just blanks, all right? And you know where everything must go, but it's not scripted for you. It's literally, it's almost completely sort of like impromptu to a certain degree, where you literally need to have, you paint your own life and you paint your own feelings and your own introspection. Your consciousness sort of bleeds out into music pieces like this. And what I found about this piece over here is it was a beautiful piece, but it had playful areas, which obviously would represent the good times with him and Callum. It had more sort of like tragic areas where the song literally slowed down, and there were a lot of pauses in the breaks where it's like the realization of a travesty. And then it had just beautiful moments in terms of like that sending off, right? And it's almost like he spoke to the heavens, but he spoke to the heavens in a way where he said, this literally is just, it's kind of like a backtrack to the life, to your life and my life together, not maybe to his own life, not to Callum's life. Callum had his own life, he had his own strifes and things like that. I don't think he could ever be able to write a piece of music for that, but he could write a piece of music that is representative of their shared experience. And I think that this piece of music over here, what he wrote on this piano over here, is a representation of their shared existence, right? And then also the sad reality that although we had our time, you're gone, right? But there's also a grateful element into it. There's an element of a lot of grace in this piece of music. There's a lot of gratitude in this piece of music, right? So obviously you can introspect on this many times over. You can actually, you know, and this is all coming from what's so beautiful about it, is that this piece of music means something completely different to Ren. But me listening to Ren create this piece of music for his friend, even though not having ever been involved in that relationship or even knowing the guy, right? It's an insight into Ren's soul. It's an insight into Callum's soul, right? And who Callum is, right? Well, maybe not who Callum is, but their shared experience, but through my own experiences, essentially. So it's got a complete different dimension. I see this piece of music completely differently to the way Ren would see this piece of music, to the way Callum would see this piece of music, to the way you would see this piece of music. And that's what's so beautiful about instrumentals. And that's what's so great about composers. I could very well put Ren in the category of composers. Is when they create this piece of music, they're literally just passing on a blank canvas so that you can create multiple layers of multiple stories on multiple lives, and it can go any which way. It's so open-ended, and that's what makes it so beautiful. And you know what the crazy thing is? Ren understands that because he's a proper fucking artist. I love you all. Please stay safe, please stay healthy. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.